without further ado, put your hand down. I'd like to introduce Anna Johnson.
Hey guys, I was not told I was speaking until a moment ago, so I'll try to be eloquent. Thank you so much for coming to the show. I appreciate it more than I can express adequately, and I know that actors appreciate it so much. We've worked very hard for what you're about to see, and I hope that you enjoy it. All right, thank you. So this is our statement, and you'll be doing your own, of course. Let's see. On November 1st at 5:30 p.m. in Copperfield Park, following a verbal altercation, Benjamin Raleigh, 11, armed with a stick, struck my son Henry Novick in the face. This action resulted in, apart from swelling of the upper lip, the breaking of 2 incisors, including injury to the nerve of the right incisor.
Armed?
Armed. You don't like armed? Oh, what should we say, Michael? Furnished? Equipped? Furnished with a stick. Is that all right?
Furnished. Yes.
Yes, first with a stick.
Are you sure you're feeling all right? You don't want to spend much
I'm a bit under the weather, but we should really get going.
Furnished. You know, the irony is we've always considered Copperfield Park as a haven of security, unlike women.
She's right. We've always said Copperfield Park, yes. Women Park, no.
Absolutely. Anyway, thank you for coming. There's nothing to be gained from getting stuck down some emotional cul-de-sac.
We should be thanking you. We should.
Well, I don't see that any thanks are necessary. Fortunately, there is still such a thing as the art of coexistence, isn't there?
Which the children don't appear to have mastered. At least not ours.
Yes, not ours. What's going to happen to the tooth with the affected nerve?
We don't know yet. They're being cautious about the prognosis. Apparently, the nerve hasn't been totally exposed.
Only a little bit of it's been exposed.
Yes, some of it's been exposed and some of it's still covered. That's why they've decided not to kill the nerve just yet.
We're trying to give the tooth a chance.
So there'll be an interim period where they give the nerve a chance to recover.
In the meantime, we'll be giving him a ceramic crowns.
Anyway, whatever happens, you can't have implants before you're 18.
No.
Permanent implants can't be fitted until you have to finish growing.
Of course. I hope it all works out.
Yes, I hope so.
Those flowers are gorgeous.
They're from the little Korean deli on Smith Street. You know the one at the end?
Oh, yes.
They come direct from Holland every morning, just $40 for a bunch of 50.
Really?
You know the one at the end?
Yes.
You know, he didn't want to identify Benjamin.
No, we didn't.
Impressive sight, that child. Face bashed in, teeth missing, still refusing to talk.
I can imagine.
He also didn't want to identify Benjamin in fear of being called a snitch. I mean, we gotta be honest about it. It's something more than bravado.
Well, of course, but bravado's a kind of courage, isn't it?
That's right. So then how did you get Benjamin's name?
Well, we explained to Henry that he wasn't helping this child by shielding him.
Yeah, we said that if this child thinks that he can keep hitting people with impunity, why should he stop?
Exactly. We said if we were this kid's parents, we would definitely want to be told.
Absolutely.
Yes. Excuse me. Yes. Murray, thanks for calling back. Right. In today's Times, let me read to you. According to a paper published in The Lancet and taken up yesterday in the Financial Times, 2 Australian researchers have revealed the neurological side effects of Antril, a hypertensive beta blocker manufactured in various pharma laboratories. The side effects vary from hearing loss to ataxia. Then who the hell is your media watchdog? Yes, it is very goddamn inconvenient. No, what's most inconvenient about it, as far as I'm concerned, is the annual shareholders meetings in 2 weeks. Do you have insurance contingency to cover litigation? Okay. Oh, and Murray. Murray, Get your PR girl to find out if the story shows up anywhere else. Call me back.
So you're
A lawyer.
What about you?
Oh well, I have a wholesale company, household goods. But Veronica's a writer, works part-time at Art History Bookshop.
A writer.
I contributed to a collection on the civilization of Sheba, based on the excavations that were restarted at the end of the Ethiopian Trade War. And I have a book coming out in January on the Darfur tragedy.
So you specialize in Africa.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that part of the world, yes. Do you have any other children? Yes, Henry has a 9-year-old sister, Camille, who is furious at her father because last night he got rid of the hamster.
You got rid of the hamster?
Yeah, the thing makes the most god-awful racket all night, and then spends the whole day fast asleep. Henry was in a lot of pain last night. And, he's just being driven crazy by the racket the hamster's making, and to tell you the truth, I've been wanting to get rid of it for a while. So I said to myself, okay, that's it. And I put it on the street. We're not domestic animals, we're not wild animals, so I'm not really sure where the natural habitat is. Dump them in the woods, and we just live happy. I'm not really sure where you're supposed to put them.
You left it outside. He left it there and then tried to convince Camille that he'd run away, but she wasn't having it.
Was the hamster gone this morning?
Gone. Yeah.
What field are you in?
I'm in wealth management.
Isn't it all possible, forgive me for putting the question so bluntly, that Benjamin might apologize to Henry?
It'd be good if they talked.
Alan, he has to apologize. He has to tell Henry he's sorry.
Should we be there?
They don't need to be coached. Let them do it man to man.
Well, if Benjamin is forced to meet Henry in a punitive context, I can't see that the results be very positive.
Madam, our son is a savage. To hope for any kind of spontaneous repentance would be fanciful. Right. I'm sorry. I have to get back to the office. You stay in it. You'll tell me what you decided. I'm no use whichever way you cut it. Women always think you need a man or you need a father, as if they'd be any help at all. Men are dead weight. They're clumsy and maladjusted. Oh, you can see the F train. It's great.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed that I can't see either. My husband's never been a stroller dad.
Oh, what a pity. It's lovely taking the baby for a walk. It lasts such a short time. You always love taking care of the children, didn't you, Michael?
Yes, it did.
So what have we decided?
Could you come by the house with Henry about 7:30?
7:30. What do you think, Michael?
Well, honestly,
Go on.
I think Benjamin ought to come here.
Yes, I agree.
And I don't think it's right for the victim to go traipsing around.
Oh, that's right.
Personally, I can't be anywhere at 7:30.
Well, since you're no use, we won't be needing you.
All the same, it'd be better if his father were here.
All right, it can't be this evening.
Tomorrow?
I'm flying to The Hague tomorrow.
You're in The Hague.
I have a case of the International
The
Criminal
main
Court.
thing is that the children speak to one another. I'll bring Benjamin here about 7:30 and we can let them have a discussion. No? You don't look very convinced.
Well, if Benjamin's not made aware of his responsibilities, they'll just stare at each other like a pair of tiger dogs and it'll be catastrophe.
What do you mean? What do you mean made aware of his responsibilities?
I'm sure your son's not a savage.
Of course Benjamin isn't a savage.
Yes, he is.
Sir, why say something like that?
He's a savage.
How does he explain his behavior?
He doesn't want to discuss it.
But he ought to discuss it.
He ought to do a lot of things. He ought to come here. He ought to discuss it. He ought to be sorry for it. Clearly, you have parenting skills that put us to shame. We'll try to improve, but in the meantime, please bear with us.
All right, let's not get to this point, okay?
Maybe we should just sit down for another couple of minutes.
A little coffee.
Coffee? Okay.
I'll have one too.
It's all right, Monty. I'll do it.
I see you're a great art lover. Art photographs, to some extent, it's my job.
I adore Francis Bacon.
Oh, yes, Bacon.
Cruelty, majesty.
Chaos, balance.
That's right.
Is Benjamin interested in any art?
Not as much as he should be.
What about your children? We try. We try to fill the gaps in the education system.
Yes.
We try to make them read, take them to concerts and exhibits, and we're eccentric enough to believe in the soothing powers of culture.
And you're right.
I was wondering, not that it's important, what started the fight? I mean, Henry won't say a single word about it.
Henry refused to let Benjamin join his gang.
Henry has a gang?
He also called
Did you know Henry had a gang?
No. It's terrific. Because I had a gang.
And what does that entail?
5 or 6 guys follow you around, ready to sacrifice themselves, like in Spartacus.
Absolutely, like in Spartacus.
Who knows about Spartacus these days?
They use a different model. Spider-Man.
Anyway, clearly you know more than we do. Benjamin hasn't been as silent as you implied. And do we know why Henry got called a snitch? I'm sorry, that's stupid. That's a stupid question. I mean, first of all, I couldn't care less. And second of all, it's beside the point.
We can't get involved in children's quarrels.
And it's none of our business. No. On the other hand, what is our business is what unfortunately happened. The violence. That's our business.
When I was 12, to become the head of my gang, I had to fight Bobby Kopecki. It was bigger than I was, one-on-one, hand-to-hand combat.
What are you talking about, Michael? What does that got to do with it?
Got nothing to do with it.
I mean, we're not discussing single combat. The children weren't fighting.
I know. I had a flashback.
There's not that big a difference.
Excuse me, there's a very big difference.
Yeah, there's a very big difference.
What?
Well, with Bobby and I, we agreed to have a fight.
Did you beat the crap out of him?
Up to a point.
Would you allow me to speak to Benjamin? By all means. I'm going to want to do it without your permission.
No, speak to him. What could be more natural?
Good luck.
Stop it, Alan. I don't understand you.
Mrs. Novak.
Veronica, we don't have to be so formal.
Veronica, you're motivated by an educational impulse, which is very sympathetic.
If you don't want me to speak to him, I won't.
No, speak to him. Read him the riot act. Do what you like.
I don't understand why you don't seem to care about this.
Ma'am,
Veronica.
of course I care, Veronica. Enormously. My son has injured another child.
On purpose.
See, that's the kind of remark that gets my back up. Obviously on purpose.
But that is what makes all the difference.
The difference between what and what? That's what we're talking about. My son picked up a stick and hit your son. That's why we're here, isn't it?
This is pointless.
Yeah, she's right. This kind of argument's pointless.
Listen, we're on a slippery slope here. My husband's desperate about all kinds of other things. I'll come back this evening with Benjamin. We can let things sort themselves out naturally.
I'm not the least bit desperate.
Well, I am.
There's nothing to be desperate about.
Yes, there is.
Don't make any statement. No comment. No, of course you can't take it off the market. Once it's off the market, you become responsible. The minute Hancho is taken off the market, you are admitting liability.
Last year on
There's nothing in the annual accounts. If you want to be sued for falsifying the executive report and get screwed in 2 weeks, then take it off the market.
Last year on Parents' Day, wasn't it Benjamin who was in that play?
Charlie's On.
Charlie's On, yeah.
We'll worry about the victims later, Marie. Let's see what the shows do after the annual meeting.
He was extraordinary.
Yes.
We're not going to take Angel off the market just because 2 or 3 people are bumping into the furniture.
I remember him very clearly in Charlie's On. He was hilarious when he was in drag.
Yes.
They're panicking. They've got the media up their ass. You need to prepare a press release. And nothing defensive, not at all. On the contrary, go out all guns blazing. You insisted Barron's Pharma is the victim of a destabilization attempt 2 weeks before its annual meeting. Where did this story come from? Why did it fall out of the sky right now? Etc. and so on. Don't mention anything about health problems. Just ask one question. Who's behind this report? Right.
They're terrible, those pharmaceutical companies. Profit, profit, profit.
You're not supposed to be listening to my conversation.
Yeah, well, you're not obliged to have it in front of me.
I'm absolutely obliged to have it here. Not my choice, believe me.
You think they can dump any old crap on you without giving a second thought?
In the therapeutic field, every advance brings with it risk as well as benefits.
I understand, all the same. Funny job you have.
Meaning?
Michael, this has nothing to do with us.
Just funny job.
What is it you do?
I told you, I sell frying pans.
Doorknobs?
And some toilet fittings, lots of other stuff.
Toilet That's really interesting.
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you be? How many types of them? You got two types. You got your gravity and your pressure assist.
I see.
Depending on the feed.
Well, of course.
Either the water comes up from above or down from below.
Yes.
I can introduce you to my manager who specializes in that kind of thing if you like. But you gotta lay it out to Secaucus, though.
You seem to be very on
Well,
top
I
of
was
the
intending
subject.
to punish Benjamin anyway. You can carry on with the plumbing conversation in a more appropriate setting.
I'm not feeling well.
What's the matter?
Yes, you're very pale, sweetheart.
A little pale, certainly.
I feel nauseous.
Nauseous? I have some Pepto-Bismol.
No, it'll be all right.
What could we... A Coke. No, a Coke. It'll be all right.
Oh, yeah. Walk around a little, take a few steps.
Here. Really think so? Yes. Small steps.
Give me surgery, please. Right. Tell him to call me back. Tell him to call me back right away. Is it good? Coca-Cola? Thought it was only for diarrhea.
And not only that. All right?
If we want to reprimand our child, we'll do it in our own way without having to account to everybody.
Absolutely.
What do you mean, absolutely, Michael?
Well, they can do what they want with their child. It's their prerogative.
Oh, I don't think so.
I mean, you don't think so, Ronnie.
I don't think it's their prerogative.
Really? Explain. I'm sorry. Excellent. But don't forget, nothing's been proved. Nothing's definite. Get this straight. If anyone screws up, Murray's a dead man in 2 weeks, and us with him.
That's enough with the cell phone, Alan. Would you pay attention to what's going on here? God!
Yes. Call me back and read it to me. What's the matter with you? You got nuts shouting like that. Serge heard everything.
Good! Drives me crazy, that cell phone, endlessly.
I'm already doing you a big enough favor being here in the first place.
Extraordinary thing to say.
I'm gonna throw up.
I'm not gonna throw up.
Would you like to use our bathroom?
You know, no one's forcing you to stay.
No one's forcing you to stay.
Feeling dizzy.
Stare to fixed point. Stare to fixed point, Wolf Wolf.
Don't touch me. Leave me alone.
Calm down.
She would be better off in the bathroom.
Don't hear some Pepto-Bismol.
Touch me.
Go to the bathroom. Go to the bathroom if you want to throw up.
Yeah, go get some Pepto-Bismol.
According to my husband, everything to do with the house, kids, or garden is my department.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is, and I understand why. It's deathly. All of it, it's deathly.
Well, if you think it's so deadly, why have children in the first place?
Maybe Benjamin senses your lack of interest.
What lack of interest?
Well, you just said. Just your nerves. Looks like you're getting most of it. Go get some Pepto-Bismol.
Not now, she can't get anything down.
Where's the bathroom?
I'll show you.
It's just nerves. Just a panic attack. Your mom and I, whether you want to be or not, I can say that you feel desperate. What I always say is you can't control the things that control you. With me, it's a cervical vertebrae. Just seizes up.
Okay. Oh, God, my books. God, Michael, what are we going to do?
We put some Mr. Clean on it. Your mom had to dry it. We can run the sponge over it. Maybe put some perfume on it.
Perfume?
Yeah, use my Kuros. I never wear it.
It'll work.
Just run the hair dry over it, or put some heavy books, flat iron it, like they did with the money.
I'll buy you another one.
You can't find it. It went out of print years ago.
It's okay. We'll salvage it, Ronnie. Here, let me do it.
It's a reprint of the 53 London exhibition. It's more than 20 years old.
Here, can you go get the Kuros? In the hair dryer, in the linen closet.
Her husband's in the bathroom.
He's not naked, is he? People in the tundra need more of a wife. Here, I'll be back.
What a nightmare. Horrible.
I'm telling you, you better not push me any further.
She's dreadful as well.
Not as bad.
They're both just dreadful.
Less irritating.
Well, she's a phony. And why do you keep siding with them?
I don't keep siding with them. What are you talking about?
You keep vacillating, trying to play both ends against the middle.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Going on about your triumphs as a gang when you're telling them they're free to do what they like with their child, and the child's a public menace. When a child is a public menace, it's everybody's business.
Hey, put some on people with the tundra.
Can't believe she cubed all of my books.
And the Fujita.
Okay. God, this is disgusting. I mean, when you have to hurl, you go to the right place.
I was like pushing it with the toilet systems, huh?
You were brilliant.
It's a good answer, don't you think?
Brilliant. That stock manager thing? Brilliant.
Asshole. What did he call her?
Woof woof.
Yeah, that's right. Wolf wolf.
That's right. I call her Woof Woof.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude. I mean, it's so easy to make fun of other people's nicknames. What do we call each other, Michael? Far worse, isn't it?
You wanted a hair dryer?
Thank you.
Thanks. We call each other Darjeeling, like the tea. It's ridiculous, really.
Okay. Oh. The way I reacted, it was very bad of me. I'm ashamed of myself.
Not at all.
I just steamrolled her about my catalog. I can't
Shut that, come on.
You're going to tear it.
You're right. He's right, Michael. Michael's right. Michael, enough! Michael! Objects can become so ridiculously important, and half the time you can't even remember why.
Well, that's the worst of it. So, where does Wolf Wolf come from?
How much is that doggy in the window?
I know that one. Wolf Wolf. Ours comes from our honeymoon in India. It's idiotic, really.
Shouldn't I go see how she is?
Off you go, Darjeeling.
Shall I? Annette, I was worried about you. I'm so sorry about the way I treated you.
Don't even worry about it.
I mean, I reacted very badly.
Not at all.
No, really, oh. Annette, forgive me,
It's fine.
I'm obsessed with my Koshka.
Something occurred to me while I was in the bathroom. Perhaps we skated too hastily over it. I mean,
Say it.
an insult is also a kind of assault.
Of course it is.
Well, that depends, Michael.
Yes, it depends.
Benjamin's never shown any signs of violence before. He wouldn't have done this without a reason.
You got called a snitch. I'm sorry. Yes. As long as there are any statements from victims. I don't want any victims. I don't want you being quoted alongside victims. If I'm called a snitch, I'm liable to get another.
Well, this is true.
What did you say?
I mean, the vote is justified.
My son's a snitch?
Of course not. I was joking.
Well, yours as well, if that's how it's going to be.
I mean, ours as well.
He did identify Benjamin.
Yeah, because we insisted.
Michael, this is beside the point.
What's the difference? Whether you insisted or not, he gave you the name.
Annette,
And then what? You think my son's a snitch?
Hey, I don't think anything.
Well, if you don't think anything, don't say anything. Stop making these insinuations.
Let's stay calm, Annette. Michael and I are making an effort to be moderate and reasonable.
Not all that moderate.
Oh, really? What do you mean?
Moderate on the surface.
I really have to go, Woof Woof.
Fine, go on. Be a coward.
Look, I'm risking my most important client, so this responsible parent routine.
My son lost 2 teeth, 2 incisors.
Yes, I think we all got that.
No, well, one of them for good.
He'll get new ones. We'll give him new ones. Better ones.
We're making
It's not
it-
as he's bursting eardrum.
We're making a mistake not to take into account the origin of the problem.
Because there is no origin. There's just an 11-year-old child hitting someone with a stick.
Armed with a stick.
Hey, we withdrew that word.
We withdrew it because you objected to
We
it.
withdrew without any protest.
A word deliberately designed to rule out clumsiness or childhood.
I'm not sure I'm able to take much more of this tone of voice.
You and I have had trouble seeing eye to eye right from the start.
Well, there's nothing more infuriating than being attacked for something you yourself consider a mistake. The word armed was inappropriate, so we took it out. But if you stick to the strict definition of the word, its use is far from inaccurate.
Benjamin was insulted and you reacted. If I'm attacked, I defend myself, especially if I find myself alone, confronted by a gang.
Puking seems to have perked you up.
Do you have any idea how crude that's?
Look, we all mean well. All four of us. Okay, why want these minor irritants, these pointless aggravations push us over the edge?
I want, Michael, that's enough. Just let's stop beating around the bush. If all we are is minor on the surface, well, let's forget it.
No, I will not allow myself to slide down that slope.
What slope?
The slope that these two little bastards have perched us on. There, I said it.
I'm not sure Ronnie has the same outlook.
Veronica!
Sorry.
So Dad Henry's a little bastard, is he? That is the last straw. Oh.
Look, I really do have to go.
Me too.
Go on, go! I give up!
Hello? Oh, hey, Mom. I can talk. We're with some friends, but tell me about it. Yeah, listen to whatever the doctor says. Are you in your antral? Wait, can you wait? Can you hold 1 second more? Antral. That's your crap, isn't it? Yeah, my mom's taking it.
Thousands of people take it.
Look, listen, you stop taking that right this second. You hear me, Mom? Yeah, immediately. No, don't argue, okay? I'll explain later. Yeah, tell Dr. Pearl I forbid you from taking it. What? Why glow in the dark? Okay, yeah, we'll talk later. All right, yeah, watch the light. All right, bye. She rented glow in the dark crutches. That truck. And someone in her condition is going to be strolling down the BQE in the middle of the night. Anyways, they're giving her Antril for her blood pressure.
If she stays normal, I'll have her called in as a witness.
I don't really appreciate your cynicism, okay? If my mom displays the most minor symptom, I'm going to start a class action.
No, that'll happen anyway.
Yeah, I hope so.
Goodbye, Mr. and Mrs. Novak.
Behaving well gets you nowhere! Courtesy is just a waste of time. It weakens and undermines you.
Go on, go. Can I say one thing? Having met you two, it's pretty clear that for, what's his name, Benjamin, they're mitigating the circumstances.
When you murdered that hamster.
Murdered?
Yes!
I murdered the hamster?
Yes! You've done your best to make us feel guilty, but your virtue went straight out the window when you
Oh,
said
I absolutely did not murder the hamster.
Worse, you left it shivering with terror in a hostile environment. The poor thing found it eaten by a dog or a rat.
It's true, that's true.
And you, why didn't you go out and look for it?
Because Michael didn't tell us, me and the kids, until the following morning. I went out immediately. Immediately. I went all the way down to the grocery store. I even went to the basement.
Veronica, I find it intolerable to be on this trial of this hamster saga you have fit to reveal. Okay, it is a personal matter that is no one's business but our own, and has nothing to do with the present situation, and I find it incomprehensible to be called a killer. In my own home.
What's your own got to do with it?
My home, the doors I open with reconciliation for people who should be more grateful for it.
It's wonderful how you keep patting yourself on the back.
Don't you feel any guilt?
I feel no guilt whatsoever. I found that thing repulsive. I'm ecstatic it's gone.
That's ridiculous, Michael.
It's ridiculous? What are you, crazy? There's some meets at Henry and I get yelled at because of a hamster?
Well, you behave very badly with that hamster. You can't deny it.
Screw the hamster!
Michael? Oh, God. And
What about Henry?
What about Henry?
Isn't he upset?
If you remember, he has other problems.
Henry was less attached to Nibbles.
Stupid name as well.
If you don't feel any guilt, how do you expect our son to feel any?
Look, let me tell you something. I'm up to here with these idiotic discussions, okay? Try to be nice, bought flowers, my wife passed me off as a liberal, but I cannot keep up with this crap anymore, okay? I'm not a member of the polite society. What I am, what I always will be, what I always have been is a goddamn Neanderthal.
Are we all?
No, we are not all goddamn Neanderthals.
Well, not you, obviously.
No, not you, thank God.
No, not you, Dargy, not you. You're a fully evolved woman. You're stain resistant.
Why are you attacking me?
I'm not attacking you, quite the opposite, actually.
Yes, you are. You know you are.
Look, you're the one who organized this little shindig, okay? I let myself be recruited.
You let yourself be recruited.
Yes.
That's detestable.
Not at all. You stand up for the whole civilization. That's for your credit.
Exactly. I'm standing up for civilization. And thank God there are people in the world who are prepared to do that. You think it's a better idea to be a goddamn Neanderthal?
No one's criticizing you, Veronica. No one's saying.
Yes, they are! Yes, they are!
No, they're not.
What are we supposed to do? Sue you? Not speak to one another? Try to
Please stop.
Stop what?
You're blowing things out of proportion!
Shut up! Just shut up! Just, ugh. You're trying to force yourself to rise above petty-mindedness, and you end up humiliated completely on your own.
Yes.
Let them prove it. Prove it. You ask me, don't answer at all.
Everyone's on their own all the time. Who wants rum?
Look, Murray, I'm in a meeting. I'll call you back in the office.
We should have never arranged this meeting. This was the worst idea.
Told you.
You told me?
Yeah.
You told me, Michael?
I didn't think it was a good idea.
You told me you didn't want to arrange this meeting? It was a good idea.
Oh, please. Anybody?
You told me it was a good idea, Michael?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Wouldn't mind a drop.
Didn't you have to leave?
I can manage one glass now that we've come this far.
Who said they weren't touching the coffee this morning? Who said, let's save the rest of the coffee for the Raleighs? Who said it?
That was nice.
What does that have to do with anything?
What do you mean, what's that got to do with
If
it?
you invite people, you invite people.
You're a liar. You're a liar. He's a liar. Calm down, Veronica. It's pointless.
You know, speaking personally, my wife had to drag me here. When you're brought up with a sense of John Wayne-ish sense of virility, you don't want to settle these kind of you don't want to settle these types of things with a lot of yakking.
I saw your motto was smart.
Same family.
Analogous.
Analogous? Are there any links you will go to humiliate yourself, Michael?
Obviously, it was pointless dragging him here.
What were you hoping for, Woof Woof? It's true, it's a ludicrous nickname. Were you hoping for a sense of universal harmony? This rum is terrific.
Yeah, isn't it English Harvard?
And the flowers! Whose idea was that? I said, oh, it's a shame the flowers are finished. I didn't say, rush down to the Korean deli at the crack of dawn.
Calm down, Veronica. It's pointless.
Well, the flowers are his idea, entirely his idea. Are we allowed to drink?
Yes, rum, and I would like a drink. By the way, it's pretty amusing. Someone descended from John Wayne and Spartacus came to pick up a mouse.
You shut up about that hamster! Shut up!
Pathetic. What about her?
I don't think she needs any.
Give me a drink, Michael.
No.
Michael!
No.
What's your problem, Michael?
Fine, take a drink. Who cares?
Is alcohol bad for you?
It's wonderful.
Right. Well, I don't know.
Look, Mr. Robin, Alan, you and I aren't exactly soulmates, but you see, I'm living with someone who's convinced himself once and for all that life is second rate. And it's so difficult living with someone who can't work up any interest in anything, who doesn't want anything to change.
Oh, he doesn't care. He doesn't care about any of that.
I mean, you have to believe in the possibility of improvement, don't you?
He's the last person you should be talking to.
I'll talk to her right goddamn well, please.
Oh my God, Veronica, what is it with the psychodrama?
Veronica, are we ever interested in anything but ourselves? I mean, we'd all like to hope for the possibility of improvement, in which we could be the architect, and in no way would it be self-serving. Does such a thing exist? In life, people drag their feet. It's their strategy. Others refuse to acknowledge the passing of time and drive themselves demented. There's no difference. People struggle till they're dead. Education, the struggles of the world. You're writing a book about Darfur. Fine, I can see you saying to yourself, I'm going to pick a massacre. What else does history consist of? And I'm going to write about it. You do what you can to save yourself.
I'm not writing a book to save myself. You haven't read it. You don't know what it's about.
It makes no difference.
It makes all the difference. God, oh, terrible stink of corpse.
Just terrible.
You certainly laid it on.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault. I was the one praying like a lunatic. Anyway, why can't we take things more lightly? Why does everything have to be so exhausting?
You think too much. Women think too much.
There's an original remark. That one's throwing you for a loop.
Think too much. I don't know what that means.
See what I have to live with?
I detest this pathetic complicity. You disgust me.
Come on, have a sense of humor.
I don't have a sense of humor, and I have no intention of acquiring one.
What I always say is marriage, the worst ordeal God can inflict upon you.
Great.
Marriage and children.
You don't have to share your views with us, Michael. As a matter of fact, I find it slightly indecent.
You agree?
That's not going to stop him.
These observations are beside the point. Alex, say something.
He's entitled to his opinions.
Yes, but he doesn't have to broadcast them.
Well, perhaps.
Well, we don't give a damn about their marriage. We're here to settle a problem that has to do with our children. We don't give a damn about their marriage.
Yes, but
But what? What are you trying to say?
there's a connection.
There's a connection. Of course there's a connection.
There's a connection between Henry having his teeth broken and our marriage?
Yeah, obviously.
We don't get it.
Children consume our lives and then destroy them. It's unavoidable. I mean, look at those young couples casting off the sea of matrimony. And you think to yourself, they have no idea. They just have no idea. They're happy. No one tells you anything at the beginning. Yeah, I got an old school buddy. He's about to have this new kid with his girlfriend. And I'm thinking, a kid? At our age? Are you crazy? I mean, you're 10 or 12 years away from getting cancer or stroke. You're going to ruin it with some rat? Yeah, I do. Worse even.
Yes.
You're demeaning yourself, Michael.
Is that right? Oh, help yourself. Exceptional, isn't it? Exceptional. Oh, can I offer you a cigar?
No, not cigars.
Too bad.
You're not intending to smoke a cigar.
I do what I like, and if I feel like accepting a cigar, I'll accept a cigar. And if I'm not smoking, it's because I don't want to upset Veronica, who's already completely lost it. She's right. Stop sniveling. When a woman cries, a man is provoked to the worst of excesses, which, I'm sorry to say, Michael's point of view is completely sound. Yes, Serge. Put New York. The exact time. And the date.
This is obscene.
When you send it, it has to look piping hot correct, right out of the oven. No, not we're surprised. We condemn. Surprise is feeble.
From morning to night, he's glued to that cell phone. From morning to night. That cell phone makes mincemeat of our lives.
Just a minute. Annette, this is very important.
Oh, it's always very important. Anything happening anywhere else is always more important.
Yes, well... No, not for...
In the street, at dinner, he doesn't care where.
A paper in quotes. Put the word paper in quotes.
I give up. Total surrender. I'm gonna throw up again.
Oh, where's the book?
I don't know.
You just have to quote me. This is obviously just a maneuver to manipulate share prices.
There it is. Please, help talk.
Ronnie.
It's all right. We're fully equipped.
Share prices to undermine my client, confirms Alan Riley, director of the Council of Variance Pharma Laboratories.
She wants to throw up
AP
again.
routers, general press, medical press, the whole 9 yards. What's the matter with you?
I'm touched by your concern.
I'm worried.
I am sorry, unless I misunderstood.
Annette, let's please not do this. Just because they're fighting, just because their marriage is unsavable, does not mean we have to compete.
Who gave you the right to say our marriage is unsavable? Who gave you permission? Oh.
Yes. Let them prove it. Prove it. If you ask them, don't answer at all.
I forbid you to stand in any judgment over our relationship.
Then don't stand in judgment over my son.
Well, what's that got to do with it? Your son entered ours.
They're kids. Every kid has had their fair share of beatings during recess. It's the law of life.
No, it isn't!
Of course it is. A child has to go through a sort of apprenticeship before might gives into what's right. Obviously, from the beginning, I'm sorry to say, might was right.
Possibly in prehistoric times, not in our society.
Our society? Explain our society.
You're exhausting. These conversations are exhausting.
Look, Veronica, I believe in the god of Carnage. He has ruled uninterruptedly since the dawn of time. You're interested in Africa, aren't you?
Are you alright? Feeling bad?
Don't worry about me.
I am worried.
Everything's fine.
As a matter of fact, I just came back from the Congo. Over there, kids are learn to kill when they're 8 years old. During their childhood, they may have killed hundreds of people with a machete, with a kalash, with a thump gun. So you must understand that when my son picks up a bamboo rod and hits his playmate and breaks a tooth, or even two, I'm less susceptible to horror and indignation.
You're wrong.
Yes, thump gun.
You know, don't you lecture me about Africa. I know all about Africa's martyrdom. I've been steeped in it for months.
I'm sure you have. The ICC has already conducted an inquiry on the Darfur.
You think I don't know that?
Don't get her started, for God's sakes!
God, I'm so sick of you!
You know what? I'm starting to like you.
Well, I don't like you!
Yeah, we're a piece of stability in the world.
We're living in America. We're not living in Kinshasa. We're living in America based on the principles of Western society. And what goes on in Cobble Hill Park reflects those principles.
Yeah, beating up on your husband. That's one of those principles, isn't it?
This is going to get bad, Michael.
Yes. Fine. That's fine. What were we talking about? Thump gun?
Well, I would say, whether my husband likes it or not, that no one place is more important than another when it comes to exercising vigilance.
Vigilance. Well, that's an interesting idea. Annette, it's ludicrous to be drinking in the state you're in.
What state? I'm on third.
Vigilance. While it's an interesting idea, yes. Very well, okay.
This is excruciating.
Okay. The shareholders won't care. Remind them, the shareholder is king. Annette, what the?
Well done.
Get the hair dryer, get the hair dryer.
I just got that. It took me hours to set up. Hang on, we can fix it. My whole life was in there.
Get the battery and stick for now. Do you know how to do it?
I think it's funny. I don't know. I just got it.
Now wait a minute. You, Veronica, you should have the manners to laugh at this.
My husband will have spent his entire afternoon blow drying.
Leave it, pal. Just leave it. There's nothing you can do.
Gotta wait a minute. Do you want to use our phone? I have to say.
Ugh, yes. What is it you have to say, Michael?
Can't think of what to say.
Well, if you ask me, everyone's feeling fine. If you ask me, everyone's feeling much better. Everyone's more calm now, don't you think? Men are so wedded to their gadgets, it belittles them, takes away all their authority. A man ought to keep his hands free, if you ask me. Even that attaché case didn't have to put me off. There was a man once I found really attractive, and then I saw him with a square shoulder bag. A man's shoulder bag, but that was it. There's nothing worse than a shoulder bag, though. There's nothing much worse than a cell phone, if you ask me. I too have a John Wayne-ish idea of virility. And what was it he had? A Colt 45, a device for creating a vacuum. A man who can't give the impression that he can be alone has no substance. So, Michael, are you happy? Somewhat fractured our little, what was it you said? Forgotten the word, but in the end, we're all feeling more or less all right, if you ask me.
Should probably warn you. Rum drives you crazy.
I've never felt more normal.
Yeah, right.
Starting to feel pleasantly serene. Ah, what an idea. Pleasantly serene.
No, as for you, Darjeeling, there's nothing good to gain from being publicly smashed.
Kiss my ass.
Alan, take one. Relax.
No! You didn't smoke cigars in a house with an asthmatic
You
child.
didn't give up on Christo
Who's
and 3 and
asthmatic?
4.
Our son.
To the time from buying a hamster.
Do I have to listen to this fatuous nonsense? I'm sorry, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one not feeling rather pleasantly serene. In fact, I've never been so unhappy. I think this is the unhappiest state of my life.
Drinking always makes you unhappy.
You're right, I don't drink. And I bitterly regret it. I have one mouthful of this self-powered rum you're waving around as if you're showing the congregation the shroud of Turin. I don't drink, and I wish that I could. I wish I could take refuge in a drop, but every minder said that.
My husband's unhappy as well. He looks as if someone's left him by the side of the road. I think it's the unhappiest day of his life as well.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, Wolf. Right then. What have we decided? Shall I come back this evening with Benjamin? No one seems to give a rat's ass anymore, all the same. I should remind you, that's why we're here.
Now I'm starting to feel nauseous. Where's the body?
In my mind, there are wrongs on both sides. That's it. Wrongs on both sides.
Are you serious?
What?
Are you aware of what you're saying?
I am? Yes.
My son, Henry, who I was obliged to give 2 extra strength Tylenol last night, is in the wrong.
Well, he's not necessarily innocent.
Get out! Get out! I have been put out! Get out!
What's going on? They've lost it.
But Alan, how?
Oh,
Stop
God.
broken my compact! It's not as if I'm strangling her. What have I ever done to you? Wrongs on both sides. God, don't mix up the victims, the executioners! Executioners!
Oh, do stop running it full crap. All this simplistic baloney. We're up to deal with it.
Well, I stand by everything I've said.
Yes, stand by everything you said. Everything you said. Your infatuation for a bunch of Sudanese coos and bleeding into everything.
God, why are you choosing to show yourself this horrible light?
And I want to show myself in this horrible light.
Yeah, but one day you may understand the extreme gravity of what's going on in that part of the world, and you'll be ashamed of this inertia and your repulsive nihilism.
You're wonderful, George. You're the best of us all.
I am. Yes.
Get out of here, Alan. These people are monsters.
Oh, stop it, Nick.
Drink some more. I want to get burned on my mind. This bitch holds my perspective and no one blinks an eye. I want to get drunk.
You already are.
Why are you letting them call my son an executioner? Oh, you come to their house to settle some things like be bullied and lectured on how to be a good citizen of the planet? My son did well to clap yours, and I write my ass with your Bill of Rights.
Mouthful of rum and bam, real things. What did you tell him?
That she's a phony. I'm sorry, this woman is a phony.
When did you tell him this?
When you were in the bathroom.
You'd known her for 15 minutes, and you knew she was a phony?
Oh, it's the kind of thing I pick up on right away.
It's true.
I have an instinct for that kind of thing.
Phony, meaning...
Why are we still here, Alan? Why are we listening to this? She tries to smooth the rough edges, period. She doesn't care. She hasn't cared from the start. That she's all front.
It's true.
It's true.
It's true. Are you saying it's true?
They haven't cared. They haven't cared from the beginning. Her too. It's obvious.
You say something, Annette? No one in this house cares, except for Veronica, who's... I'm sorry to say, she has to be acknowledged.
Don't acknowledge me. Don't acknowledge me.
I care. I absolutely care.
We don't care, Annette. We're not social crusaders. I saw your friend, Jane Fonda, on the news last night. I was inches away from joining the KKK.
What's James Ponder got to do with all of this?
You're the same breed, the same category of women. Committed, self-serving. That's not what we like about women. What we like about women is sensuality, wildness, hormones. A woman that plays a song and dances. The custodians of the world depress us. Look at your husband, Michael. He's depressed.
Hey, don't speak for me.
Who cares what you have to say about women? A guy like you, who could begin to give a damn about your opinion?
She's whining. She's whining like a stuck pig.
And what about her? Doesn't she whine when she said her son did both the clout out?
He did too well! Because he's not a sleeping little faggot.
Well, he's my son, a snitch!
What are we still doing in this dump, Alan? Let's go! There! That's my name. Your pathetic flowers! Your hideous flowers! This is the worst day of my life as well.
Leave it, leave it.
No.
Hello? Oh, hey, darling, Camille. Would we be able to do your homework at Annabelle's? No, we haven't found him yet. Well, he knows what to eat. He'll eat acorns and chestnuts and leaves. Worms, snails. He's omnivorous like us. He'll find his own food. Yes, you'll be able to speak to him again. All right, darling, see you.
Chances are that hamster's probably stuffing his face as we speak.
No.
What do we know?
Alright, thank you all